In this video, we will be combining like terms. This expression has four terms. Terms are separated by plus and minus signs. So I'm going to show you two ways that you can set up your problem for combining like terms. One way is to set up categories based off of the types of terms you have. So in this problem, I have a category that has a variable of m and also just a number, which is called a constant. So then I could take my terms and put them in the correct category in order to figure out how to combine them. So I have a positive 4m, and I also have a positive 6m, so that's all my m terms. Then I look at my constants. I have a positive 8 and a negative 10. You use the signs in front of the terms when you are combining them. So now I'm just going to add or subtract based off of the signs that I have. So I have a 4m plus 6m, so that would give me 10m. And 8 minus 10, using your integer rules that you add the opposite when you are subtracting, that would give me negative 2. This answer is the same as negative 2 plus 10m. Typically you see the variable come first, but either answer is acceptable. Now another way you could work this problem is you could combine the terms by maybe putting shapes around the problem. So for instance, I could take and put a green square around my 4m, and then I'm going to put a green square around my 6m. Notice I'm picking up the sign in front of the term. I'm still going to get the same response, 6m plus 4m. That's going to give me 10m. If I were to do the same thing with my constants, I've got positive 8 and a negative 10. 8 minus 10 is still going to give me negative 2. So this is just another way that you can work this problem. So on this expression, we have four terms again. We have terms that have the variable of a, and then we also have a term that is just a constant. So if I wanted to figure out which terms I'm going to combine, I would pick up all of my a's. So I've got 2a, this negative 7a, and a negative 4a. So 2 minus 7 would give me negative 5. Negative 5 and a negative 4a would be negative 9. Keep the a. The 13, it does not have a term to combine with. So I would just take that positive 13 and put it in my final answer. You have to have a plus or minus sign between your terms, otherwise it is a multiplication problem. So make sure you keep up with your plus or minus signs as you go through your problems. So combining the like terms on this problem, we have negative 12 and positive 8. So negative 12 plus 8 would equal negative 4. So that would be one of my terms. You also have terms with a variable of k. Those terms are positive 10k and negative 22k. So 10k minus 22k would give me negative 12k. Now you can write your answer two different ways. It could be written as negative 4 minus 12k or negative 12k minus 4. The typical answer you see more frequently is the one that starts with the variable. So now we have some terms that have more than one variable. So in order to combine like terms, they have to have the exact same variable raised to the same power. So in this instance, the only terms that we can combine are the terms that have a variable of m. Now we have a term that's just plus m. So m by itself represents a positive 1 in this case. If it were negative m, it would be a negative 1. So a variable by itself does represent 1. So if I were to take negative 3m plus 1m That would give me an answer of negative 2m. I do not have anything else to combine with the term of mn or the positive 5, so I would just bring them down into my answer. So my final answer, negative 2m plus 6mn plus 5. Again, your answer can be in a different order as long as the term has the correct sign with it. Here we have an expression that has terms that have exponents. So again, remember, in order to combine like terms, they have to have the same variable raised to the same power. So in this problem, we have 8a to the power of 3 and negative 4a to the power of 3. Those are the only two terms that we're able to combine. So 8 minus 4 would give me 4a to the power of 3. And the other two terms, since they do not have anything to combine with, you just bring them down into your answer. Remember to bring the sign with it, the sign that's in front of the term. This would be my final answer, 4a cubed plus 9a minus 16. You are able to have distributive property involved in problems that are combining like terms. So before I can begin combining like terms, I do need to distribute this negative 2 to all the terms in the parentheses set. So negative 2 times 3 would give me negative 6, keep that m. Negative 2 times negative 9 is a positive 18n minus 12m plus n. Now you're able to combine like terms. So I'm going to put the negative 6m and the negative 12m together. Negative 6m minus 12m. When you look at that, you can look at it as negative 6 and negative 12, add and keep your sign, or see this as a subtraction sign. So you would take your negative 12 and change this to add the opposite. You're still going to get the same answer. So negative 6 and negative 12 would give me a negative 18m. Then I want to combine my terms that have the variable of n. So that's a positive 18 and a positive n. Remember, n by itself represents 1. So 18n plus another n, that's going to give me a positive 19n. So that would be your final answer. For our final problem, we are going to combine all the skills we have learned in this video. So we have to start this problem by distributing. 7 times y to the power of 2 would be 7y to the power of 2. 7 times x would be 7x, so that gives me a positive 7x. Then you would want to distribute the negative 2 to the parentheses set. So that would give me negative 2y to the power of 2. Negative 2 times a negative 10 would give me a positive 20. Now I'm ready to combine like terms. Remember, like terms have the same variable raised to the same power. So I have terms that have y to the power of 2. So I have 7y to the power of 2 and a negative 2y to the power of 2. Those are the only terms that are alike. So 7 minus 2 would give me 5y to the power of 2. And the other terms will just come down into my answer, a positive 7x and a positive 20. That would be your final answer.